So in my last video, I replaced the DCT filter on my 2021 Corvette. And now I'm getting ready to top it up with some transmission fluid. That drain plug, I'll zoom in for you guys, it's right there. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And so what I'm doing is I'm attempting to fill the transmission from the fill plug that's located on this side. So as you can see, I've removed the wheel and I've lifted up this side of the car. I'd say I'm about maybe 20 degrees. This way, once I remove that plug, nothing's gonna come out. Now, I don't know if you can see, but underneath I stuffed it with some towels. That's just in case that plug drops. I'll be able to retrieve it easily. That is the plan, and the method or the setup that I'm gonna use is this, and it worked really good. Swivel joint, it's a 17 millimeter. You'll need some sort of universal joint like this, and then this is the extension that I'm using. You know what, a 2 foot would have probably been ideal, but I think this will work just fine. This is about 1 foot. This method is so much easier than going through the trunk. So first thing, when you put your socket on, make sure it's like firmly set, because that plug is aluminum and you want to make sure it's firmly set. So with that setup, I was easily able to loosen that plug, and now I can just go in and just loosen it just using my fingers. Like, this was super easy, guys. I don't know why you would want to do this, going through the trunk, removing everything. This literally took me 10 minutes. So there's the plug. It's got a nice yellow O-ring on it. And as you can see, with the plug removed, there's no fluid coming out. So now I can go ahead and top it up. So here's a new bottle of automatic transmission fluid for the dual clutch transmission on C8 Corvette. There's a part number. So just look for AC Delco FFL4. I got 2 quarts. I've been debating whether to use 2 quarts or just top it up a little bit. I've done a lot of research on this, and when you add 2 quarts on your C8 Corvette, your miles per gallon is going to go down. So think about that. If your miles per gallon goes down, it means there's more resistance for the drivetrain, and that extra resistance is going to put more stress, and I don't think that's good for a transmission. So if you don't need the 2 quarts, don't add the 2 quarts. I mean, the only reason why you would need the 2 quarts is if you're doing tracking, and I would say extreme tracking. So for example, if you're going down and turning at a high speed, sort of like a corkscrew turn, then there's a need to have that extra fluid. But for normal driving, you don't need 2 quarts. I'm going to compromise and just add 1 of these bottles, 1 quart, and I'll save the second one when I change the entire fluid in the fall this year. So I'm just going to add 1 bottle. So I went to my wife's kitchen and I got this. This is something you'd use for icing on a cake, and I'm going to use this, connect it to my rubber hose like that, add this funnel. Okay, I went ahead and taped everything up. Super easy. Everything I got from the kitchen, so I'm pretty sure my wife is not going to mind. It's all going to a good cause. And there you go. Simple as that. So this should work. Okay, you think it's good?
Yeah, I think it's done.
Okay. Nice. That was super easy. Way too easy. Honestly, guys, I don't know why some of you decided to do this through the trunk. This, to me, 100 times easier. So from start to finish, I'd say you could probably do this in half an hour. It took me an hour just because I was going slow, you know, setting up the camera and all that stuff. But literally, I think you could do this in half an hour. Okay, I got that on. I'll pull these towels out before I forget. Alright, now we're going to go and torque this down, and we will be done. And just like that, I'm done. Like, that was super easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this a 2. Like, it was that easy. That whole procedure literally took me an hour. And that's with me, you know, playing around with the camera and all that stuff. But from start to finish, you could easily do this in half an hour. Way much easier than trying to top up your transmission by going through the top, meaning you'll have to go through the trunk and removing all those parts. That is just a lot of work. When you can just do it this way, I don't know why more people don't use this method. Like, I just found it was super easy. So everything's put back together, no mess, nothing. Only thing you have to remove is the wheel. Super easy. And you know what? I was gonna rotate my tires anyway, so super easy. Just for reference, because I did raise this up from my initial time I took this video, but what do I got there? Okay, 15 inches. Let's say 16. So I basically raised, or this is 16 inches off the floor, and that gave me more than enough to fill that one bottle. No problem. And the last thing to do is torque these wheels down to 140 foot-pounds of torque. And you're done. We're the ones in